Hello everyone and welcome back to Transformation Tuesday. Greetings from Ubud in Bali. I'm coming to you from Ubud, the co-working space here in Bali, so you can probably hear a few motorbikes behind in the background. It's ground zero here. It's amazing. There's vortexes of energy, there's opportunity, there's wild, crazy driving, there's beautiful scenery, there's amazing energy, there is incredible business opportunities, entrepreneurs, go-getters, healers, all sorts of people in this beautiful city, and it's a pleasure to be here. And g'day Mike, good to have you here. Tonight's episode is all about me sharing with you some of the personal practices that I've developed for my own personal life, that I personally use on a daily basis, that I think make a massive difference to your level of conscious awareness, to your level of presence, to yourself, to your own beingness, to your thinking, to your feeling. Good to have you here, Mike. Thank you, brother. I feel like I'm glowing. This is a very special place, being here in Ubud in Bali. So yeah, this episode is all about the practices that I personally use and that I definitely highly recommend you start to integrate these and infuse these in your daily life. And the reason why daily practices are really important is because what it does is it cultivates a habit of, it turns our performance, it turns our beingness into a habit. So once we start integrating habits at an unconscious level, we no longer have to try or consciously direct our attention to be that, because it's infused inside of us. It has become us. And the more of these daily habits that we can practice, the more we can integrate them, the more of our beingness just radiates from us without us having to place energy or attention on those. So it's cultivating habits of consciousness. That's what tonight's episode is all about. Hey Dora, hey Maria, good to have you here. The first conscious practice that I want to share with you is a practice that I've just recently been doing, and it's this. It is setting a timer on your phone, and it could be any amount of time, but I've picked 5 minutes, and it's just being present to your environment. Now, I've got a beautiful villa here in Ubud, and I've got a pool I've got an infinity pool, I've got this beautiful garden, and I've been doing this practice in my garden, and I just sit there for 5 minutes. I set the timer and I just sit, and my sole intention for that whole 5 minutes is just to be present. It's to be appreciative. It's to sit in gratitude and wonder of, wow, I'm alive. I got given another day. Look at all this beautiful nature. Look at all these amazing opportunities. It is really just placing all your attention on appreciation for 5 whole minutes. So it's a form of meditation which is solely directed around appreciation and gratitude. And it's powerful. And you'll notice that your mind will want to drift off. Oh, but what about this? I've got to go and pick the kids up from school, or I've got to send this email, or I've got to do this. Notice your mind wanting to do other things. And this is a great practice because it brings to your awareness all of the minute, little, beautiful details in your life. And this could be bringing your awareness and gratitude to the fact that you have feet, right? I had a little bit of an accident the other day on my motorbike, and I grazed my foot. And it just brought to my awareness, I've been kind of hobbling a little bit, and it brought to my awareness just how much for granted I took the use of my foot. So just recently, I've just been looking at my feet and going, thank you, guys. Thank you for walking me. Thank you for doing your thing. Thank you for just constantly just being there to support me. And so this is an example of where it doesn't have to be your foot. It could be a tree that's producing oxygen. It could be the water that you drink. It's just everything in your environment. It's just creating a state of gratitude and appreciation for everything in your environment. So this is an appreciation meditation, and try it out. When you do this every single day, for no other reason than just to do it because it feels good, it cultivates a broader habit of just acknowledging things and being grateful for anything in the moment. Like just being grateful now for the fact that we have the internet, the fact that we're able to communicate like this and we're able to connect with each other and learn from each other. This is bliss. Let's have gratitude and appreciation for this right now. So I'm in appreciation right now. Now you can bring forward that level of presence and awareness to everything in your day, and all of a sudden your life is transformed, because instead of seeing the challenges or the suffering, or I have to do this, I need to do this, it adds a layer, a whole new layer of just bliss and just gratitude and just goodness. So just recognize the amazing ability that brings. It's fantastic. The next element is, and I've shared this with you before when I've done my daily rituals, but the next element here is your first waking thought. Your first waking thought is a powerful practice that brings to your awareness what is the first thought that's entering my awareness as I'm waking up. And I would highly recommend starting to become aware of the first waking thought, because for a lot of people their first waking thought is, I don't really want to go to work today, what have I got to do? For some people it can be a stressful thought. And the interesting thing around that first waking thought is, if you wake up unconsciously not knowing what your first waking thought is, well, you're going to be at a significant disadvantage. You're going to be in a negative state straight from the get-go. So this is a really important concept to really understand, is becoming aware of your first waking thought. What's the first bit of information? What's the first intention that's entering your mind as you're waking? And I'd love to know if one of you guys could just share with me whether or not I'm still coming through to you guys on the broadcast, because it's telling me we've got a poor network connection. But I'm assuming we're all still going live, and I'm assuming you guys can still hear me. Would you guys, Monica or one of you guys, would you be able to just let me know if you guys can still hear me okay? So that was the first waking thought. The next element is infusing a series of daily alarms on your phone or whatever device you carry with you throughout your day. By setting up a series of alarms on your phone, what you are doing is you're actually reminding yourself of anything that you're likely to forget. Thanks, Mike. You're reminding yourself of things like being present, being loving, being appreciative, right? You're reminding yourself to breathe. You might be remind yourself to drink water. Having alarms on your phone is a great way to remind you to be conscious of the things that sometimes, as a human, it's easy to forget. So whatever you have the tendency of forgetting, maybe it's to love yourself, or to maybe have a level of appreciation, joy, bliss, gratitude, to breathe more, to drink more, to stretch, to move, whatever you need reminders of, it's a powerful structure to infuse inside your day to make sure that those things get attended to. You could rely on those things. You could rely on your memory to attend to those things, or you could facilitate your memory, to jog your memory with a whole series of reminders. Now, whether you use post-it notes, signs around your house, sticky notes, or an alarm on your phone, it doesn't really matter. You're designing a structure to remind yourself of what you want to be present to. And they can change every single day, they can change every hour. That is a system that you would want to design to support you to remember the things that you're inclined to forget. I remind myself to bless myself, to love myself, to stay connected, to be grateful, to remind myself to breathe. Whenever you breathe, and this is a powerful awareness, is whenever you breathe, whenever you connect to your breathing, you get taken out of the mind, you get taken back into your body, you get taken back into a deeper level of experience. So whenever you're conscious of your breath, like just be aware of your breath right now. Take a big deep breath in right now. And now breathe out. All of a sudden, you've just brought awareness back to you. You've just centered yourself. You've grounded yourself. That's a powerful little practice, and it's something that everyone knows how to do. Everyone knows how to breathe. So just a reminder of connecting our breath with a sense of groundedness and a sense of centeredness. That is a really powerful conscious practice. Another practice I recommend is before you eat any meal or before you drink any water, you actually bless your meal, you bless your food, you bless your water. Now, what does that mean? Well, you're actually transmitting positive energy. You are acknowledging the impact that food or that nourishment is having on your body. It's setting an intention for what do you want to extract out of that meal, out of that food, but also then acknowledging it from a perspective of appreciation and gratitude. So feeling good, being conscious of what you're about to eat, and also transmitting some positive energy into that. And what they've actually found is that when you actually bless water, there was actually a study that was done on this, was when you set an intention, when you bless water, the actual structure of the water at the deepest crystalline molecular structure at that level, it actually changes its structure to incredibly beautiful patterns. So what you will realize is, we all know that everything is energy. We all are energy. But intention, emotion, that is energy that gets transformed, and it can get transferred into everything. So bless your water, bless your food, bless the people in your life. Imagine that you're sending invisible packets of energy, of positive vibes to people. That's what this is about. And it's a feel-good practice. And even if you don't believe it, even if you don't believe that energy is being transmitted, well, it's still happening regardless of whether you believe it or not. So recognize that by blessing people and blessing things. Hey Ross, good to have you here. Remember, by just doing that practice of blessing, that in itself is a highly conscious practice that brings back your awareness to the present moment, and it's a feel-good. It feels really, really good. Another practice I recommend is just randomly smiling at strangers. Like just as you're walking down the street. This is one of my favorite things, and it's particularly fun here in Bali as I'm driving around on my motorbike, is I'll just give people a nod and smile at them, and just look at them and give them a bit of a grin. And you can light someone's day up just by giving them a bit of a smile. Now, not everyone is going to smile back at you. Some people have got stuff going on, some people are sad, some people are just in their own world, and they might think you're weird, or they might appreciate it. So get into the habit of, it doesn't matter whether someone smiles back at you. Have a philosophy. I recommend having a philosophy of being the one that's always the first to smile. Be the one who smiles first. That's my philosophy in life, is I'm always just going to keep smiling even when no one else smiles back. Why? Because it makes you feel good. Why? Because it's just a nice, great, fantastic thing to do. And when you carve out a habit of smiling at people, well, I just naturally tend to walk around the street just making eye contact with people, just smiling at them, just acknowledging them. And some people might think that's weird. Some people might think that's crazy. I think it's kind of cool. I think maybe it's a little bit quirky, but I think it's a loving thing to do. So again, just another practice of another conscious habit that helps you connect with people, that helps you activate a level of joy and appreciation. Saying hello to strangers as well. Just randomly walking along and saying hi to people. That's another great one. It's a practice. It's a habit. And as you're doing this, I also recommend for anyone in a career, anyone in business, anyone in life, that whenever you're about to connect with someone, whether you're about to call them on the phone, whether you're about to have a video conference with them, whether you're about to have a meeting, actually send them positive energy. Send the energy to that person you're about to meet with of the positive intention you want to create for that conversation. So, for example, if you're in sales, or if you're about to go in for a business meeting, you're about to have a conversation with a client or your boss or someone, well, send them positive vibes. Create an intention for what is it that you want them to experience. What's the best outcome that you want for both of you in that relationship? And set that intention and send that energy to that exchange to have a relationship with that person with that energy and with that intention in mind. So send it to them before you pick up the phone. Bless the person on the end of the phone before you pick up the phone. Before you send an email, bless the person on the end that you're sending an email to. Get into the habit of transferring this conscious energy around the place, and you'll start to notice, regardless of whether or not you believe it, it starts to become true. It starts to become your reality. You'll start to notice, like I do this all the time now. I'm sending energy all around. I'm connecting energetically to you now. And for some people it might sound a bit woo-woo, but we know from quantum physics that your energetic field can be measured. We know you can actually detect your electromagnetic energetic signature from around the body. They've done studies on this. They can actually sense the energy from the body being transmitted. So, practices and disciplines like Reiki and all sorts of different modalities of energy healing. There is energy traveling all around this reality at the speed of light and maybe beyond. So realize that this phenomenon is happening, and if you're not tapping into it, well, you're perhaps missing out on one of the deepest, most powerful elements of experience that you could be experiencing. So try it out and see what you can discover. Another powerful conscious habit that I really love is just acknowledging people and complimenting people when you actually meet them. Now, it doesn't have to be, it's not blowing smoke up someone's ass, as we say. It's genuinely acknowledging someone and what they're good at or what you like about that person. And it's doing it for no other reason than just to make them feel good. And it's not doing it for the sake of people pleasing or wanting to get a plaque on the wall or wanting to say that you walked away and that person now likes you. So you're not doing it to be liked. You're just doing it because it feels good for you and it's going to feel good for them. So a lot of these practices, you're just doing it because it makes you feel good. But it's also bringing awareness and presence to you and how you operate, you and your habits and your attitudes around just how you're interacting with people and yourself in life. So just get into the habit of acknowledging people, just sending people random text messages or giving someone a call and just saying, hey, I just wanted to share with you, I really appreciate this about you. It might be a skill set they've got, or a particular experience or knowledge they've got. Just share that with them and just say, hey, I really value you and my friendship, and I just wanted to let you know that I think you're really good at X, Y, and Z, and that's all. Lots of love. So get into the habit of just sharing, because it feels good. Powerful habit to get into. Another powerful conscious practice is whenever you greet someone, now whether you shake their hand or whether you hug them, I generally prefer to kind of hug people these days, just because it's just my thing these days. It's a more of an intimate, connected exchange. But whenever you're connecting with someone, actually also, as you're connecting with them, imagine that this is what I do, imagine there's an actual a golden stream of energy connecting your heart with their heart. So when you're actually connecting with someone or shaking their hand or giving them a hug, imagine there's this invisible force that's actually connecting both of your hearts. Now, this doesn't matter whether you're connecting with someone and shaking a hand or giving them a hug, or whether you're doing a presentation or public speaking. Imagine that invisible bead of energy, it's like a golden band of energy that's connecting your heart to their heart. It could be going around the whole entire room, connecting everyone's hearts. Just imagine that connection. Just feel into it. And again, it creates a very special sense of connection and closeness. And again, this is all done with intention. This is all done with awareness in mind. So you can do this also when you're walking into a new venue or a new room. As you walk through a doorway, you imagine this almost walking through an energetic force field, and you now become whatever the intention is you want to set for the person you are entering that room. And it might be you want to have greater amount of energy or enthusiasm or presence or love, whatever it happens to be. You can set an intention as you walk through a doorway, which is another little ritual to remind yourself, okay, who do I want to be now? What's my being? What beingness do I want to project into the world? So that's another little hack that I use before I walk into any room, and particularly when I run events and seminars. That's something that I do, is I will consecrate the space energetically before I do a presentation. I'll actually walk into that room and I'll actually set an intention. I'll actually create some energy in that room before I get in that room. And it's me consciously choosing, what experience am I wanting to manifest here? What am I wanting to create? And again, this is embracing our role as a creator. We are all the creators of our life. And we can either create with intention or without intention. You can create unconsciously or you can create consciously. This whole episode is on how to create your life consciously. By having all of these attitudes, these philosophies and tools, you start to infuse consciousness throughout your day, from the moment you wake to the moment you go to bed. That's, in a nutshell, they're the ones that I wanted to share with you that are really, really simple and elegant. There's obviously a whole lot of other practices like meditation. I've got a whole lot of deeper style meditations and things like soul connections, which are a far deeper energetic practice, which require training and skill set, which I teach in the higher programs that I run. But these are some really, really simple elements that most of you already probably know about. And if you don't know about them, they're really easy to implement. So this really comes down to when you actually become conscious of these little things, and when you start to infuse them throughout your day, you naturally become more conscious. You naturally become more aware of how you're holding yourself, what energy you're projecting into your reality. And another key consideration here is when you're interacting with people, what energetic signature do you want to rub off on them? What impact do you want to make on other people? Because you've got to be aware that your energy is actually impacting someone else. Now, whether you're aware of it or not, the degree of, the amount of smile that you project, the amount of positive energy that you're holding, your body language, your posture, right? Whether you genuinely ask someone how they're doing or whether you just go through the motions because it's a polite thing to do, it all makes a difference in terms of how you're going to engage with and interact with the world. So bring to awareness a lot of these practices and see how you can infuse these throughout your day, and start to implement these and start to infuse these so you can carve out a habit by doing a lot of these. They take a little bit of time to infuse, but after a while you'll start to do them more and more automatically. And I highly recommend that you create a list of these conscious practices, a list of these things you can regularly review and go through, and so you know how well you're actually implementing these, how many of these you're actually doing. And then you can set reminders on your phone, you can set daily reminders, hourly reminders, weekly reminders to make sure you attend to all these various elements of enhancing your consciousness, of being more present to yourself. So those are the main ones that I recommend starting with, and I'm going to be sharing a lot more of these with you guys as we go through the journey. So this is all I wanted to share with you for tonight's episode, and I wish you guys all the best in applying these, infusing these throughout your day. And as always, it's been a fantastic opportunity to reconnect with you all. I love you all very dearly, and I look forward to connecting again with you next Tuesday for another episode of Transformation Tuesday. Until then, for those of you that haven't already followed me on Instagram, I'm on Instagram at Chris Jackson Coaching. I'm also obviously here on Facebook, and I'm also on YouTube, and I also have a channel on iTunes as well. So for those that are interested in further study, further development, please check out my website. We've got the new Project Limitless being launched very soon. This is going to be a new and improved transformational online program for those that are looking for the next level of personal development. You're going to love this experience. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there for tonight. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. As always, lots of love, and I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.